Today, we're gonna work on this 56 gasser wagon. Now, we're actually gonna do a little bit of work on this 55 two-door post, two-lane blacktop. Now, back at it on the Plymouth? Well, surely all that's left is this 57 Chevy at Danny's, right? Now, man, we got too many cars around here. I love having a friend with a trailer and storage. So we're gonna work on the Challenger. I think it seems like a pretty good plan. Kind of forgot how beat that thing was, but so yeah, we're gonna unload it real quick. Oh, that's a little tilty.
He's a professional.
That's pretty flat. Wherever you want, like, I'm just gonna drag it so wherever you feel comfortable. I don't think it'll roll over.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop here so you can drop it there, man. Look, angle.
That looks pretty good, I think, eh?
You don't want to slide it off the side of the trailer.
Do you want to, I guess, move this thing?
Yeah.
What's your plan here?
Or we could roll it down and then roll it back forward after it's off.
I feel like that makes the most sense.
Roll what down?
Just roll the car down.
It's not more of an angle than I thought. I thought it was gonna be flat, so it looks like it'll just go on.
You thought the hill would be flat?
I didn't really know what was gonna happen.
Oh, just unhook the straps and see what happens. The only issue we might have here.
Stupid race cars. This exhaust is crazy low. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I was worried when I was pulling it on. I was gonna like pull the header, pull it like collector
Yeah.
off.
Oh.
This thing, so the exhaust on this thing is like, they're just race car.
We are missing clearance.
Yeah, I actually had to, I welded on collectors and stuff to these because they were just straight dumps. The exhaust of this thing is crazy. I had these giant, they're like 1 7/8 or 2-inch pipe that go, oh, it's just stupid. And then into 3-inch, I had little bullet mufflers on it, and it was way too loud.
What's this tool, Mikey?
It's the old barn jack.
Mike, he paid up, got the tilt deck option.
Yeah.
The manual tilt deck option?
It's the farmer tilt deck, I think it's called.
Whoa.
Works every time. Unless you slip and the handle knocks you out.
This is why everybody needs a Mikey.
Oh god, Mikey's are priceless. I mean, he's not priceless.
One day we're gonna be able to give Mikey poutine.
When the restaurant's finally open.
I love how every time, yeah, we'll take you to Leo's, we'll take you to Leo's.
Where's the grip these cloth
I
have?
was just gonna comment on that.
You gonna hit your car?
Oh no, you got lots of room.
Not gonna salad it up?
No, you're good. Shockingly, yes.
Shockingly.
I mean, it's only been, what, 30 times of you guys doing this? It's probably about time.
Yeah.
Just leave it hooked up and yank it forward, or you just want it right there?
You just push it forward, I think. There we go. Oh. What the?
Why is it feel so heavy now?
I got a spool. See, we should have dragged it.
What the heck?
Well, right there's just fine. Do we still got a strap to the trailer?
Yeah, that could work too. That's usually my first.
Well, you guys need to be gentle with your vessels. Your vessels are your bodies.
We are getting old. Oh.
Mike, your eyes just went so wide.
I don't know.
What?
Are you talking like blood vessels here? Or like, am I going to pop a vein from trying to
I mean, maybe.
get another hernia?
Yeah, mostly that, actually.
Yeah, that's no fun. Alright, I guess I gotta back up a little bit.
Yeah, just a few feet.
Yeah, crank it. Crank that soldier boy.
A little more. That's good.
People call you a hack.
Alright, give her. Oh, that was a bit of a hack thing to do. My fault. We'll re-rig and try again.
No.
What?
You didn't even clip it.
It didn't want to clip its shit. Go. A little more. We might have to go like 3 more feet. That's still hooked up. That's good.
That was safe. That's what it was. Safe.
These cars. Windows might on the track. Oh, pile of junk. I mean, great car for someone owning.
For somebody else. Alright, are we done here?
Yeah, we're done here. We'll see you, did you hit stop? We'll do a walk around this thing tomorrow and finish up the video and show you around. Alright, well, it's the next day. The sun is blinding. So this, I think I already said, it's a 74 Challenger. So I got this last year out of, well, I got this on a 72 Challenger as a pair out of a wrecking yard. I gave the guy a lot of cash, and I traded the Model T rat rod kind of thing I had, which you guys still ask about and hate that I sold, so sorry about that. But so I got this thing. I had grandiose ideas of it, what I was going to do. So it was, well, it still is, I guess. It was a full-blown race car. You can still see all the decals and stuff like that were on it. I peeled them all off, but we got to get more over here and get them do a little bit of polishing. So this thing was a race car in the 80s. It had like a 5-point harness and all that in it, and expired I think in like 85 or something like that. So it's a relatively kind of low mile car before it got turned into a race car. I raced in the 80s, fairly I guess well-known car at the time in town. A lot of people know about it when I've talked about it, so that's kind of cool. So it was pretty quick. The guy lost interest, ended up sitting in a barn until the barn fell on it, which kind of KO'd the roof a little bit, and the quarter panel. They were actually really bad. As bad as this looks, me and MURch actually took this out with a pork power, put it up against the bars, and made it look as good as we could. This dent, which I think would pop out, unfortunately is right over the roll bar, so it's hard to get to. So anyways, it was in the barn fell on it. Then it sat in storage for like 10 or 12 years, just outside on an open trailer, and just the elements kind of got to it. So it is what it is. Underneath, this is a lot like the satellite, which is very solid. All the torque boxes and all that is just cherry. and still has the VIN number, still the title and all those things. So I was like, okay. Opportunity came up, I bought it, and took all the parts off. The other car was really rotted, and I'm kind of gonna make one car out of two is the plan. So 74, kind of ugly year with the big bumpers and the marker lights and these kind of fake little fins and all that stuff. And I was kind of over the car. I kind of had it all going, and it's really, really racy. But then that YouTube documentary came out with the Black Ghost, and man, it kind of got me excited. So I'm sure you guys have all seen it. The Black Ghost was a 70, obviously this is not that, but the kind of same idea. Black on black on black, 426, 4-speed, the whole deal. This is not that, but as close as I'll ever be able to afford, I'm sure. So it's got this crazy 440 in it. It don't run right well. It runs, but I'm not going to get it running because it's a procedure. It's got a pile of compression. It's not happy to go. Maybe I can put a clip in or something like that of it idling or whatever from last year. So when I got it, the motor was dead stuck, which was a nightmare. So I pulled it out. I pulled it right apart. I take all the pistons out. The pistons were mangled. Actually, believe it or not, a local guy, literally like 2 or 3 blocks down the road, had a set of the exact same pistons and rings. So I bought those off him. He gave me a hell of a deal on it. I appreciate the crap out of it. And put the motor back together. The bearings were good. All that was good. I honed the cylinders real quick, slapped her together, and that was it. So it's kind of old school cool. I give it a quick paint job and all that at the block itself. Big sump pan. It's got like the torquer intake, a big Holly carburetor on it. These ginormous headers that don't fit. They're a nightmare to get on. It's like the classic what you would have done. The super stock springs, the big pinion snubber, manual valve body, transmission. It's got a trans brake in it, I believe. Line lock. It had a nitrous plate on it. So it was a real legit race car. It supposedly ran 10s back in the day. Now whether or not that's true, I don't know. 8 3/4 spool rear end. It's a nightmare to push around, and it just don't really want to start well. It's got loads and loads of compression, so you kind of got to crank it over, then flick the ignition on, then it'll sometimes flash to life, but a lot of times it don't. So what I want to do is take a little bit of the race out of it and put it more street. So put the battery up front, and maybe that'll help things out a little bit. If it really doesn't go, I know they sell those kind of starter savers to get her cranked up. But so that's that. Inside, it just had one race bucket bolted to the ground. It's got a terrible shifter. Actually, walk around this way. This door isn't open. But so inside, it's real racy. It's terrible to get in and out of. It's not fun at all. These, I really thought these Challengers were a lot like a Camaro, but they're real low slung, and with the bar and the steering, it's a pain to get in and out of this thing. So these are the seats that are in the other car. It's got no door panels, it's got no nothing in it, but it's very solid. So I think what I'm going to do, chop at least the door bars out of it, maybe keep the loop, change the shifter. I have a standard ratchet shifter for it. I put some like GPS gauges, and I put the wipers in, and just stuff like that. So it's all legal. It has signals, it has headlights, it has turn signals, it has heater in it. It's got all those things, but it's real on the, again, on the racy side. It has a crazy Krager, called Super Trick wheels, which I thought were ugly, but a guy paid me $1,000 for them, so they were gone. And I got these wheels, hubcaps, and the rear tires actually from a local guy. So my buddy Grant there. I think Grant, terrible name, Speed Evil. I remember that. So he hooked me up, and I appreciate the crap out of that. The deal was I'm supposed to do a burnout on these tires, which I haven't done yet, but I'm working on it. And yeah, so the thing's been mini tub 2 inches. Again, everything's just been so gutted on this thing. The trunk's a little rusty. But I mean, it's got, you know, the guy chopped all the structure out of the deck lid and stuff. Where the batteries were, it had 2 giant batteries in the back. They kind of leaked a little bit and got this section of the floor kind of rough. I just put 2 little patches in, but that's all the rust I really got to take care of on the whole car. Under the vinyl top I'm a little nervous about, but I'm going to leave that as is. Now I find out what I want to do with this thing. I fell in love with it when I bought it. I fell out of love with it. I watched that damn YouTube documentary. Fell right back in love with it. And I don't know, I want to try and get it running, you know, actually drive around town a little bit. It's insured, it's plated, it's all legit. I've gone through the brakes, I've gone through the front end. I did all that last year in a series of videos, but I think I bought this pretty late in the year and just ran out of time. It got cold, and put it in storage and forgot all about it. So I think that's what I'm going to do with it. If I decide to keep it, which I don't know, I mean, at the end of the day, you can't keep them all. But a 70 tail pan and a 70 front grille would change this thing like there's no tomorrow. And again, once we get this thing running, you'll see the motors, it's definitely on the racy side, and spool rear end and all that. So it's a lot more race car that I've ever had kind of thing to be on the street. So we'll see. I don't know. Maybe I'll get the race car bug, I don't really know. But for now, that's kind of a quick overview of it. I do have interior door panels, I have all that stuff, but nothing would fit because it has the door bars and the roll cage and all that sort of stuff. So I'm kind of limited. My neighbor's just giving us waves left and right lately. Again, being mini tubbed a couple inches, I have a back seat for it. I don't know if that'll fit between the tubs. There's so many things there. But at the very least, I think it'd be nice. I have the other dash, I'll put the dash in, get the seats recovered, it's got decent carpet in it, put the door panels on, and make it kind of a nice car, you know. I stole all the stuff like the rear view mirror and the sun visors, all the trim, all that stuff I've tracked down and found and whatnot. But really just, it's got such cool old school stuff. It's got a mechanically driven tack, which I just love that. I mean, lock-up distributor, all those things. I had to find all the bracketry and all that because it had nothing. So it's now got a charging system. It had a cool can in it, which was kind of neat. Big fan on it, all those sort of things. So, I don't know. It's got a new master on it. I redid all the brakes, I guess, yeah. So, it's a good runner driver. I think it'd be a neat car. I definitely at least want to get on the road and drive it around a little bit. But it's definitely on the gnarly side, for sure. But I've been looking for, I mean, I always look for cars non-stop, and I'm not a huge Dodge guy, but I haven't seen a Challenger that I could ever be able to afford in my entire time of looking for cars. So I have the feeling of, yes, it'd be nice to get rid of it, and you know, whatever, but at the same point, if I could kind of put them more together and drive it, if I sell it, I'll never get another one. I just know it. That's just kind of how it goes with a lot of these things, the satellite included. They're not like tri-5s, they're just everywhere, and they're a lot harder to convert 4-door or 2-door because they don't exist. Maybe I should make this one into a 4-door, eh? I could feel the Dodge people already. I haven't edited the video yet. So that's my plan with this thing. I love the way it looks. It's super cool. It's like the Canadian version that I could afford of a beat up ratty black Ghost, which is as close as I'll ever get. But yeah. So let me know what you guys think. If you want to see this thing a whole lot on the channel or not. Regardless, you'll get a few videos on it just so I get it kind of running and driving, and then a lot of your interest will determine what we do with it. If we want to go racing, we want to drive on the street, we want to, you know, convert it over to a 70, 71. Because I priced it all out. It's, I mean, like $1,500 to change the front and rear pan over and find a nice hood for it, which would be hard to find, but it's dead solid. It's beat up to hell. It's nothing's original on it. It was originally a goldy brown color. It was goldy brown color with a black vinyl top, 318 car, plain Jane, but yeah, I dig it. I at least want to drive it a little bit. Danny doesn't really like it right now, so I think she doesn't like it though because it's a pain to get in and out of with the roll bar. I think we get rid of the roll bar, she might want to get into it. We get a normal shifter in there. It's obnoxiously loud. The headers on it were just like, they hang so low. There's a lot of stuff to make it a street car which I'd have to do, but I mean, Challenger, right? So, there you go, quick little introduction to this thing. We got lots to do yet. Like, look at the driveway. There's just freaking tri-5s and Plymouths and all sorts of stuff. And we still got more cars to bring home yet, but we're kind of getting limited. We only got room for one more. And they all got to be runners. Mind you, they all are runners right now, which is a nice change of pace for me. So yeah, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see how this one goes. Canadian Black Ghost.